Well, hello, my beautiful Taurians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-April right through to mid-May 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful. There's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Taurians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who is coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians what they need to know regarding their singles love life right now? Can you please show them the way? Who is coming towards them? When? Can you please highlight what they need to know at this time? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Your first card there is the Woman. Now, in the Lenormand deck, this literally means that you are open to love, that you're romancing your life a little bit more, and when you meet the person, you'll know when you've met the person, okay? So, of course, you're in a state of creativity right now. A lot of you are implementing self-care. We do have the Moon card in the Resistance position there as well. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to be aware of at this time regarding their love life? Can you please show them the way? Well, your outcome energy indicates that when you meet this person, you may be a little bit shy, okay? But the person that you're about to meet, I feel like you're destined to meet this person. And actually, you know, I feel like it's not that they're shy too. I just feel there's this energy of like, will they, won't they? Are they coming towards me? Are they flirting with me? It feels very impromptu, okay? So especially since you've got the equivalent of the Wheel of Fortune there, which means like it's sudden, it's out of the blue. You're not expecting this. So when you meet this person, I feel like you meet them impromptuly, if that's even a word. I feel like it's not something that you are like booking to go to, or, you know, you're not part of some sort of group when you meet this person. I feel like it's just fate brings you together. So we'll tap into that in a moment, but this is your first card. You're focused on your sense of purpose. And I definitely see here that you are, you know, creating emotional security. You're going through some sort of like healing process for some of you, but I feel more than anything this is about choosing healthy options, but also going through a period of self-love. You know, when you get the Woman in the Lenormand deck, it basically means that you're intuitively, you know, connected to the person that you meet instantly. So you will know as soon as you meet this person. It's almost like love at first sight, but you know, it's the equivalent, for example, of bumping into someone, you know, in the street or like on the subway, or perhaps, you know, someone new comes into your usual place that you frequent and suddenly you're like, whoa, who's that? And they like glance at you and they're like, whoa, who's that? And suddenly you get talking and suddenly you've got each other's number and suddenly, you know, it's you and them meeting up. So I just feel with this particular reading, it's going to be fate. It's going to be sudden and out of the blue for both of you. Now, of course, this indicates that you are someone right now who is connecting to higher frequencies in yourself, but also in your healthy boundaries, shall we say. So I feel like you're someone who's been through a lot when it comes to love. I mean, the Moon card can indicate that you've been a little bit confused in love, or perhaps you've connected to people who are very wishy-washy, inconsistent, you know, people who either led you down the garden path or made you feel like you didn't know where you stood. For some of you, this doesn't have to be that. It can be that, you know, you have reached a certain maturity in life and you're a little bit confused as to why you have not met your person yet. You may be feeling that your person got lost along the way, because the Moon card can be a card of like feeling lost or, you know, drifting. I feel some of you you know, there is this energy of like this ebb and flow tide coming from this card. So some of you have withdrawn from love in order to prioritize your own needs or your responsibilities or your family at this time. But also I feel there is this dipping in of checking out the dating scene, or, you know, hoping that there's someone out there, but always withdrawing, feeling like, meh, there's no one about. Especially since we have the mouse energy, this is scarcity. You know, this can indicate that some of you have been hidden away a little bit, dealing with some challenging emotions, going through the shadow self of the past, you know, really coming to terms with experiences so you can cathartically let go of some challenging emotions in order to set yourself free so you can embrace love and be open to a loving heart, someone who is coming towards you. So I do see that you are going to be in a high-level commitment. I was going to pick up the moon card, but then I popped it down there because the moon card is giving me a strong energy of like your energy is drained. You know, some of you may have been very sensitive recently because you're exhausted. You know, I'm also getting with this mood swings. So either you've been dealing with somebody who has mood swings, or you yourself is suddenly interested in love at some point and then it's not a priority, and it feels like, you know, you're back and forth on something. But that is coming through with this card. You know, I read energy as well as the cards. Always look up the meanings of the Lenormand deck as well, so you know that I'm giving you the energy and the meaning of the cards there as well. But it's really interesting because these two cards are all about intuition. So some of you in the past, if you've been in a high-level commitment before with a person, you may have kind of let go of some red flags. So if you're in a relationship and, you know, it let you down, or perhaps you were disappointed by somebody or got hurt in the past because, you know, this is like to throw shade on the past, but also it can be that you notice some red flags in past relationships, but you hoped that, you know, things would improve. So you may have spent your time hoping that you could move past some challenges, but it didn't end up that way. So it's like you're promising yourself you're not going to waste any time, you know, searching for love and finding someone who kind of like nearly matches up to what it is that you want in a relationship, but doesn't quite. Or, you know, if you notice any red flags in the future, you're so intuitive, you're like, well, been there, done that, spot that, not going to touch that. So I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons there as well. Now, the moon card can also indicate, especially since it's in the resistance position, that, you know, you're busy romancing your life, but you've been busy. So it's been hard to do that. So you're trying to carve out time in order to do that. You know, these two cards can indicate, you know, that you need to give more back to yourself. You know, you tend to be an overgiver, and I feel that for some of you, you have gone through a loss or a challenge when it comes to emotions or love in general. You know, you're actually a very attractive person. This reading is not gender specific, but, you know, this card, it represents, you know, magnetism, you know, an attractive kind of gravitas that you have on people, but you may have lacked confidence in the past based on previous experiences, and you've been trying to like build that confidence up. So, you know, the Lenormand deck, the woman doesn't just mean the woman, it means intuitive, it means love. You're choosing love and pleasure and sensuality, and you're deciding to, you know, follow your passion and get creative. So I really feel a lot of you are trying to follow your passions in life. You're locked onto your sense of purpose, but it comes in waves where suddenly you're like feeling a little bit bereft. You know, those 3 a.m. thoughts. The moon is out, you're looking up at the sky and you're wondering, is there romance out there for me? It's not showing up right now. Perhaps it's never going to come. Well, the answer is no. Of course it is going to come. And actually it's going to be very unexpected for you. But I feel this is your choice to romance your life a little bit more, or carve out more time for you to adhere to your own needs. Now, also, the moon card is all about the unseen. So I'm going to pull a card on this because I do see that some of you, there is a friend or someone who you know. I feel it's not a close friend, okay? That's how I'm feeling it in the energy. I'm going to pull a card on it. I feel there's someone who is not so close to you, but they do have feelings for you. There is a crush that is coming up here. But looking at the mouse energy, I feel like you either don't see this, I mean, intuitively, if you really tap in, you know who this person is, but they're not very close to you. Ultimately, with the mouse there, I feel like you think that the dating scene right now it's scarce. There's nobody about. And you're not looking at this person as a romantic interest. That's what I'm feeling with the cards. So I'm just going to pull a card on that just to clarify. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of at this time? Okay, we have, okay, now I don't read the reversals, okay, but it did come out 10 of Cups in the reverse. So some of you, this could be someone that you separated from. This person, they still have some unresolved feelings for you. You may hear from this person, but ultimately I feel like this person creates chaos in your life, and I feel like you're trying to kind of like cathartically let go of that experience. So just be a little bit mindful that, you know, sometimes the clover can represent another chance, okay? So I feel like looking at the energy, you're not giving this person another chance. Taurians tend to never really go back, but if you do want to heal something with somebody, I will check that out in a moment. I can see right now this person is emotionally unavailable, okay? And until they work on themselves, they're not really available to open up to the love that you truly deserve and desire. So I would say that this person may come in strong and, you know, tell you the world, but ultimately this person may ghost you or they may withdraw. It's like they breadcrumb. So that's something that's coming out there. So just be a little bit mindful of that. 10 of Cups though, this could be someone who knows your family, or this could be someone who has a lot of love for you. 10 of Cups is like they've envisaged a future with you, okay? That one kind of like shot right out of my hand. I didn't imagine it would like pop out, but we got the Strength card there as well. This person, they'll have to have the courage of their convictions to really tell you about it, but it's hidden for now. Can you show me a little bit more about this person? 5 of Pentacles. This person may have just come out of a relationship. 5 of Pentacles can also indicate that it's like they struggle with their feelings. I feel like this person's not confident enough to come forward. I feel like somehow either they know your family, or so it could be a family friend, for example, or it could be like maybe a friend of your cousin or a sibling, their friend, for example. But looking at the energy, 5 of Pentacles, it's like they're going to chalk it up to a loss. They're not going to come forward, really. You know, 5 of Pentacles, this person, they struggle too hard with like confidence, and they feel like they have nothing to offer because the 5 of Pentacles is a loss card, or it is a card of struggle. And I feel this person may have just come out of a relationship, or they have trust issues and abandonment issues is what I'm seeing. Yeah, 7 of Swords. Yeah, so this person, no. Trust issues, as I mentioned, 7 of Swords. This person, again, I feel like someone may come in strong. This could be an ex for some of you because of the 7 of Swords. It's like they're always on the run. But the 7 of Swords can indicate this person, you know, they need to be independent for a while. They need to really get stock of who they are. I mean, I will pull a card and see how you feel about this person, but 7 of Swords, it's like they're not being their authentic version of themselves. They're bottling a lot up. Now, it doesn't mean that they're lying. It just means they're omitting a truth, which is they have feelings for you. So can you show me how my beautiful Taurians feel like this? Can you show me how my beautiful Taurians feel about this? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide them? 9 of Swords. You're guarded. Empress energy. We got the Death card. So yeah, you would not see this progressing. I feel like, you know, with that 9 of Swords, it's not something that perhaps you'd connect to. If it's an ex, I definitely see that you're haunted by the past and it was a challenging experience, and I feel like you don't want to repeat this, because I feel like with that Empress energy, which is basically the equivalent of this card, it can indicate that, you know, you're having a glow up, that you're someone who is stepping into your power. You're someone who is having more confidence in yourself, and you know your worth. Okay. I mean, this is a Taurian and Libra card. So this can indicate that you are fully empowered, and basically you're not going to accept less than you truly deserve and desire. So if someone is like not confident enough to walk by your side, I feel like you have no time for time wasters. Okay, so that's coming through strongly. So if this is an ex, the 9 of Swords, the Empress is like, no, you can watch my glow up, but you no longer have access to my life. And with the Death card, something big is ended or over. I mean, for some of you, you know, if this friend crossed a line, I feel like it would be not the end of your relationship, but it would transform your relationship, where I feel you'd be kind of worried about it. Like, yeah, it's not something you want to connect to. So I just had to mention it because the moon can be unresolved feelings or, you know, hidden feelings. And I was picking up a crush, but also unresolved issues. So I'm going to move away from the energy. Outcome energy, we have the mouse, okay? Now the mouse can indicate this energy of like there's not much opportunity for you to meet somebody. However, with the Wheel of Fortune equivalent, the universe is going to make sure that you meet this person, okay? And, you know, the mouse energy is all about worry or anxiety and feeling like you're missing out or you're not going to get into a healthy relationship. And, you know, you're someone who is self-sufficient. You're good all by yourself. That's why you're shining your light right over here with this card, because this is your protagonist energy. But, you know, those 3 a.m. thoughts make you think about romance, partnership, companionship. But also I feel, you know, you want someone to walk by your side, and you need someone who is strong enough to walk by your side because you have got to a position in your life where, you know, you're not wasting your time and you're prioritizing your own needs. And basically you want a partner, you want a team member, as it were, to walk through this journey called life. So I'm just going to pull a card on that mouse energy, because I feel when you meet this person, it's almost like you are looking at them, they're looking at you, both are looking away, and it's like you're catching each other's eye. That's what I can see right now. And there's this kind of like, oh my gosh, who's that? Oh my gosh, who's that? It's kind of like, and then this person picks up the courage to come and talk to you. So you could be like on your way to your usual places that you frequent, either to your friend's house, maybe to a family house, maybe to your work, maybe to like the grocery store, for example, and you're going to meet this person and it's like you're locking eyes. And rather than no one speak, I feel this person is going to come up and like take a chance, because this is a chance card. And thanks so much, I'm so grateful. This is so random, but I have to give it to you. And plus I'm hearing a song as well. Some of you, because the mouse can indicate like a minor unwellness, right? So if you've got like a sore throat, or, you know, you've been having hay fever recently and you decide to go to the grocery store or the pharmacy to pick something up, running an errand, it could be here. You know, I feel that, you know, you just bump into this person or you suddenly find yourself talking to someone new. I know it sounds so random, but whoever I'm picking up on in this energy, it just feels like you're going to meet this person like out of the blue, very impromptu. And it doesn't have to mean that you're like unwell, for example. I'm just getting an energy of my guides kind of highlighting that it can happen at anywhere, any place, and it just feels like an ordinary day turns into an extraordinary day because suddenly you meet the love of your life. So it just feels like you're going about your business, doing your thing, okay? But a lot of you, this is you learning to shine your light and making sure that you're not hidden in hermit mode. So whether you want to get out there and do your thing, you know, I mean, looking at the energy, I would say like, you know, even if you're online dating, for example, it doesn't matter what you're doing. I feel like you're going to meet this person no matter what. And it just feels like, as I said, ordinary day becomes extraordinary. And this is fate. This is destiny. This is a turn in your luck. And it's like happening in your favor. It's an opportunity at love again. It's a surprise. And, you know, I feel this indicates that two people suddenly become aware of each other on this planet, and I feel like you're taking a chance on each other. The song I'm hearing, it's coming back again really strongly. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. It really connects to your reading, actually. It's like, hey, I just met you. This is crazy. Here's my number. Call me, maybe. Now, very famous song. I think it's called Call Me. I'm not really sure, but I think it's by Carly Rae Jepsen. Yeah. And you may hear this song just before you meet this person. Actually, I'm being given something really profound and incredible from my guides, which is on the day that you meet this person, whether you meet this person in the daytime or the nighttime, because it's just going to be impromptu, on that evening, when it turns dark, so if you meet this person at 12 noon, for example, that night, look out to the stars. There is going to be one star in the sky that is brighter than all the others, or it's going to appear like the brightest star you've ever seen. This is an omen for you to let you know you found the one and you got your wish. Stuff like that doesn't happen in my readings often, but that's something that's coming up right now. The brightest star in the sky. Okay, and this is an indication that you've met the one. So look out when you meet this person, okay? Because you'll be shown that in the sky that very night. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? Now, of course, that song, you're going to hear it as a sign or a symbol that you're about to meet someone new, and it's going to be out of the blue. I mean, even that song itself is like, hey, this is crazy. I've just met you, and, like, here we are. Do you want to, like, discuss things and, like, exchange numbers? It's, yeah, it's very impromptu. I mean, this can also indicate that, you know, you're going to get attention from a person that was not pre-planned. Yeah, so I just feel, for some of you, it doesn't have to be that you're just going out to the store. It can be that someone says, hey, do you want to catch coffee after work, or, you know, a drink after work, for example. And it could be that you say, yeah, why not? And then you go off to that. And on the way to that, you meet a new person, or at that place, you meet a new person. It just feels like it's connected to something out of the blue. Now, we've got the Ten of Wands there. We've got the Page of Cups coming in. I'm loving that. We got the Eight of Cups. Some of you are walking away from something. Something's done with the World card there. I'm just getting your Celtic cross to see what is happening for you and who you're meeting. We've got the Hermit. Okay. Now, that is in the potential position. So this can indicate that you're learning more about yourself. You may be even meeting a person who is spiritually evolved, someone who has strong Virgo in their chart. But I'm also getting Pisces, Cancerian, Scorpio energy as well coming through. We have Queen of Cups. You're ready to fall in love. Queen of Swords. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Taurians? What do they need to know regarding, we've got the Lover's card. Yep, this is in the fated position. This is the circumstances outside of yourself. This is where destiny steps in the Celtic cross, right there, the Lover's card. So it's highlighting that you're about to meet a person, and fate is making sure that you're in the right place at the right time to meet this person. So thank you so much. Okay. Hope and a Fear, we have the High Priestess. We've got the Ten of Pentacles, that's a marriage card. And we've got the Eight of Wands. So it's like, it happens real quick. You meet a person and suddenly you're in a relationship. So it's not going to be too quick, but I definitely see here that when you meet this new person, you know it's for keeps, okay? Now, your first card there is a Ten of Wands. A lot of you feel with this card being your foundational card that your relationship status, it's like single forever, it's done, it's over. There's no love coming. You may feel exhausted. I really felt this energy that you're drained. So it can be that you have a lot on your plate right now. You're prioritizing a lot. You're trying to keep life running smoothly. And of course, it says here, accomplishment, responsibility, and burden. So a lot of you, it's tough right now. You know, it's like, making love a priority is an extra thing that you have to think about. So it can be that you need to create space for love, or you're creating space for love. That's why I see you being open and receptive and creating like a healthy foundation for love to come on in. But the Ten of Wands can mean that some of you are overcommitted, or that you are like busy doing something. I mean, I'm also being given like the Ten of Wands in the Rider-Waite Tarot, the traditional deck there is a figure who is carrying 10 wands, very strong person. So this tends to tell me that you are super strong. You may be feeling a little bit in a rut regarding your relationship. You're so ready for change, a new direction. You've had a lot of challenges when it comes to love. You do have responsibilities, and, you know, it can also indicate like that figure is literally carrying a load of stuff home. Okay, so it feels like an ordinary day where they got stuff to do, you know, they got too much in their bags, or they got too much that they're carrying, and it just feels like a lot, and they're just on their way home. That's the Ten of Wands, right? And it can indicate that, again, like you're just doing you, and then suddenly you meet this person. But as you can see with the Ten of Wands in this card, it basically means that you're fabulous and you're ready for a new start, because something may have ended. You're having a bit of a glow up here. It could have been challenging, but as you can see with this card, it's there. She's like sitting on the, sand, which looks like a very sparse environment. So even though there's nobody about right now who is sparking your attention, you're still adhering to your own self-care needs. You're still kind of like implementing self-care rituals, you know, paying close attention to beauty routines, showing up for yourself. You know, this figure is still fabulous. I mean, no one would wear that outfit in the desert, right? So it's like this person is not dressing for the occasion. So, I mean, the person that you meet, that you fall in love with, they're going to love you no matter what. But it can be that on an ordinary day, you decide just for you, you're going to dress up, you're going to show up, you're going to be fabulous, feeling fabulous for you, however that is for you, okay? And it can be that you can't see anyone who is sparking your attention. And then suddenly, out of the blue, we got a Page of Cups. Pages are new energy. Suddenly, love arrives. And you're like, whoa, okay, did not expect that. But I feel, you are feeling fabulous on the day that you meet this person. I also feel with that Ten of Wands that you are like clearing space for a new beginning. So a lot of you are in a very cathartic experience right now where you are like decluttering life, body, mind, and soul. You are letting go of things that no longer serve a purpose, emotions that have run their course, situations, relationships that literally do not belong in your life anymore. You're saying goodbye. You close a chapter in your life. And that's why that Death card came out, because you're like, end. I'm drawing a line under that. I'm ready. I'm in a transition period. I'm creating space for something greater. So you're breaking through old habits. You're releasing, a lot of you could be burning bridges to the past as well. I'm saying, nope, don't want to revisit that, especially if you have someone trying to re-enter your life. The Page of Cups indicates you're looking for new love. But because it's in the crossing position, it can indicate that every time you pop out and have a look and see if there's anyone sparking your attention, it's a very sparse environment. There's no one there, okay? Because the Page of Cups is also in the resistance position when it is in the crossing card. So I feel someone is about to enter your life, someone you do not know yet. You're busy following your heart. I feel like you are someone right now who is romancing your life. Page of Cups actually means to be open-hearted, to enjoy life, embrace your playfulness, be optimistic, and, find the magic in the everyday. Basically, invest in yourself and delight in the circumstance of the present. Now, easier said than done, I know, especially when you are starting with a Ten of Wands. You're like, I'm exhausted, Baba. I've got so much on my plate. I've got so many things to do. But I feel, some of you can carve out some time for you a little bit more in order to just embrace your wild side or do something that you love for you. But I feel no matter what you do, you're literally going to be in the right place to meet this person, okay? And I feel for some of you, they've got very strong Pisces in their chart, okay? So a water element, someone who is emotionally available, someone who is fun, understanding, a good listener, someone who does not look their age, because I feel you and this person are kind of a very similar age is what I'm seeing there. Both of you have a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, and, if you look up the meaning of a Page of Cups, it literally means the start of a new relationship. So where you had it in the reverse, it's like you can't see where you're going to meet this person. Suddenly this person will arrive. And, this can also be a renewal phase of self-esteem. Some of you are really like looking at the journey that you've taken, even from childhood. So a lot of you could be like processing some childhood wounding, or, if you were bullied, for example, you could be letting go of some very challenging emotions in order to empower yourself and say, no, I'm not allowing those ghosts of the past to impede my future happiness. I feel like you are like taking control, as it were. Now, on the earthly plane, we got the Eight of Cups. So a lot of you, this is a person who's literally walking. They're literally walking away from something. And it says here, walking away, what else does it say? Delusionment, leaving something behind. So a lot of you, because that mouse is present, it can indicate that, it's going to be really hard for you to believe in love again. Or you feel like, you're in a solitary energy. Love has not visited you. When it did, it was disappointing. And you feel that, you're just a little bit disenchanted with the dating scene. But I feel this period in your life, you're more open and receptive to love. Some of you may have literally distanced yourself from the dating scene because you had a lot on your plate, or you were tying up loose ends on projects, or you were moving home, or, you had responsibilities. A lot of you could be a carer. So you're looking at responsibilities in the home space, for example. So it can be that, you had to choose your time. And right now it's like you had to distance yourself from love and decide when was the the right moment to return. Anyone who walks away on the Eight of Cups as well, when they're not fulfilled with something and says, I'm taking back my power and I'm walking away, that's when the figure walks straight into the Nine of Cups, which is a wish. So I'm not surprised that my guides gave me that you're going to see like the brightest star in the sky on the very night that you meet this person. So as I mentioned earlier, even if you meet them like at 8 a.m. in the morning, look in the sky that night and you will see the brightest star. You may have seen this star like 100 times, but it just appears brighter on that particular night as an omen for you. And also listen out for that song. Now, the World card is in the past position, so you've shut down some karma there, maybe close out a cycle or got closure on something. But the World card indicates that you're in a period of harmony. You've been balancing out your life in some way. And, you know, I feel you've been learning a lot of lessons. There's a completion element, especially since you have a Ten of Wands here and the World card. You know, the World card always means you're going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right opportunity or person. So I definitely see here that this is a card of integration. So it can be that you are interacting with your world, however that pans out for you when you meet this person. So as I mentioned, you know, just going about your business and then suddenly they are put on your path and you're meeting this person. This person may be from overseas or they may be from a different background than you is what I'm seeing. And I'm actually seeing a bonsai tree as well in the water. Now, the bonsai tree can indicate that this person's well groomed, okay? But also it can be, you know, that this person has attention to detail or they present a high level commitment that is healthy and kind and, you know, takes time. You know what I mean? You have to invest in a bonsai tree. I mean, you have to invest in anything that you're growing, really, but bonsai tree is very delicate. And love, of course, it can be very delicate. So I feel this person that you're about to meet, they really care about the sanctity of marriage or love and relationships, probably because they've been through an experience that came to a very abrupt end as well. And there's a lot of understanding there. There's an affinity between the two. Now, for some of you, you know, you could have had a child, for example, that you have a lot of responsibilities for. So it can be that, you know, when you find time to open yourself up to connecting to your needs, then of course the time will be right. So don't ever feel pressurized. I'm only mentioning that because we do have a pregnant mother there. Now, of course, this can be Mother Earth, of course. So some of you, it can be that it's been really challenging over the last couple of years to meet a person. Maybe you want certain things in a relationship that you'd never even thought about until 2020, for example. So some of you could have different priorities at this time regarding love and the person you meet. But also the World card can indicate that some of you are thinking about relocating or in the process of kind of like doing some sort of change in your life. And you're feeling like when you've got that done, then you'll be ready. But I want you to be aware that when divine timing is ready, that's when you're going to meet this person. So again, I keep being given this energy of like, it's out of the blue. It's just out of the blue when you meet this person. I would say the next 6 weeks, you're kind of ready to fall in love. You're ready to meet this person. I would say you meet this new person just after the 6 weeks period. I want you to be aware of that. We have the Hermit, and it's in the position where it's like a potential for the next coming weeks, okay? And it is a Hermit, which means a solitary energy, reflecting on who you are, what you want. You know, basically, when we reflect on the things that we want, you know, thoughts become things. So sometimes, you know, the energy that we put out can reflect back to us. And I feel like you are in a state of reflecting love back to you at this time because you started with that Woman card. So it says here, contemplation, solitude, and insight. You're learning more about yourself, who you are, what you want in a relationship. You're being really precise. But also, I feel like you're someone who is, you know, really good in your own energy, and you need someone who is a welcome addition to your life. You've got it to a certain level of harmony. Okay, I mean, I know life is tough. It's not always harmonized, right? But you've got it to a certain level where perhaps you can manage it and you don't want anyone to disrupt that energy. So I really feel like you're reflecting on that. I mean, the Hermit can also indicate that you are exhausted and that you've withdrawn from love, or that you have been hiding yourself away to recoup your energy or focus on a project or focus on something that's really important to you at this time. But when the moment is right, love will present itself. So, I mean, the Queen of Cups is in the next 6 weeks position. And the Queen of Cups, of course, is all about self-care, self-love, nurturing oneself, but also it is creating space for a loving relationship to come in. So I would say this card, it literally means you're ready to fall in love. In the next 6 weeks, it's like you understand that you are falling in love with your life. You're doing things that you love for you. And I'm not even going to say as a byproduct that you're going to meet someone based on that. I feel more it's like you're just doing your everyday tasks or responsibilities when you meet this person. It's just going to be a sudden change is what I'm seeing. But it says here compassion, calm, and comfort. Now, the fact that you have the Hermit there and the Comfort card, okay, this can indicate that right now being a bit of a homebody has seemed more attractive to you, but I feel like you're out and about when you meet this person. So I'm going to pull a card on that energy because I would really love to identify where you meet this person. It could be that you're like going to the post office to like post a letter or send a parcel, or it could be like that you're going to the mall because you're going to pick up some items for yourself and treat yourself. So I just want to see a little bit more with that Queen of Cups energy. Okay. 5 of Wands. Okay, so I mean, 5 of Wands is always my gym card. Okay, so it can be that you're getting down the gym or you're being more active. I feel like when you meet this person, you're out and about. So I just feel you're going from A to Z, or you are literally like challenging yourself to go for like 10,000 steps, or, you know, get out there and walk, do something, you know, in the neighborhood. The 5 of Wands can be a card of like going to a competitive arena as well. So it could be that you're going to go to a place where there's either sport on or, I don't know, something which requires some sort of competition. Perhaps you like watching tennis, or you get involved in some sort of sport or activity. You know, I just feel like it's something that you always do. Okay, and that 5 of Wands, it means you're active at this time. 5 of Wands can also mean that there's like a conflict, okay? So it could be that, I'm not saying you have an argument with someone. What I'm seeing is it could be that you forgot something in the store and you just go to that, or you kind of like suddenly feel like you have to go and purchase something and you're like, oh, I could do it tomorrow, but there's a little conflict, and inner conflict with you, and you're like, you know what, no, I'm going to do it now, because the universe or your guides are giving you this like impulse to go and do something, and you may second guess it at first, but you're just going to do it, and you may feel confused as to why you want to do it, but suddenly you do it. For example, because I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself correctly, like many years ago, okay, I was just on my way home from work and I needed to pick up something from like a store, okay, and I've taken this route like a million times over. I grew up in the area, you know, I know where I'm at, so I was literally going from A to Z to pick up something from the store. However, I was listening to my music that day and I was like enjoying the sun. It was out and I was just like in my own world thinking about stuff because I'd finished work and it was a tough day, and I thought, oh, I'm just gonna like do a little wander, and suddenly I found myself taking a route this way to here when really I needed to go on here. I mean, I ended up on the same main high street there, but you know, I ended up like at least like 5 to 10 minutes out of my route because it was a very long high street there. And I started walking down here because I thought, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? You know, I could have taken the easier route, but I didn't. And I was in the right place because I met a person who needed help. They needed medical attention, and I'm, you know, medically trained as a first aider. So I managed to help that person in that moment. And if I hadn't just like change the route, or if I hadn't just like given myself over to my hunches, like, oh, because I could have corrected myself when I realized, oh, I could have just gone down another like street and kind of gone up this sidewalk here to get to where I wanted to go. But I thought, you know what, no, I'll just take this one, you know, and I suddenly found myself there. But a hunch told me to keep on going. And it was obvious that I needed to be in that place. Otherwise, there could have been some serious issues with that gentleman that I came across. Okay, so my point being is we have a destination that we need to reach, and that's why impulses and hunches get us to where we need to go. And I feel like you're going to have one of those where you're going to have like an inner conflict, like, oh, I could have taken that route, but I'm taking this one. Oh, well, I'll just do this one. Or you could be like, I want to go and see this, but I could do this tomorrow. Actually, I'll just do it today. My hunch is saying do it today because your guides want you to be on the path to meet this person. I hope what I mean is clear, okay? So I'm just going to move away from the energy. Queen of Cups is in the 6 weeks position, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. Now, the Queen of Swords is in your advice to yourself in this moment. So this is about thinking about your future, cutting ties to the past. It's also about getting organized. You know, it is you having a vision of something that you want for your future. Remember, thoughts become things. But the Queen of Swords is a little bit detached. Okay, and for some of you, it could be, because there's two queens here, it could be that you are like having an impromptu something with your friend. So they could invite you to something. You're going about your business, you're going to the same places, but it could be like your friend saying, hey, do you want to go downtown and, you know, shoot the breeze somewhere? And you're like, yeah, sure, why not? It's kind of something that's happened before. Okay, so that's coming out. I'm just going to pull a quick card with that Queen of Swords there. Some of you, especially if you're divorced or you've been in a high-level commitment and you were very challenged and heartbroken in a previous experience, it can be that you're slightly guarded regarding opening up to this new person. Because, you know, sometimes it's really random. You have a connection with a person and you may be like, this is crazy. Maybe that's what that song is all about. It's like you could be walking down the street and someone says, hey, really random, but you know what, would you like to go for a drink? And you're like, this is weird. In the world that we live in right now, everybody like, I'm not sure, okay? But trust your intuition. That's why it's there, okay? You know, if you are meeting a person, always make sure that, this is the mom part of me coming out, always make sure that you're like in some sort of like group setting in society. But I mean, I see that you're going to meet a person and it just feels natural, not eggy, not weird. It just feels right. We have the Four of Cups. Now the Four of Cups with the Hermit, all of these cards indicate you're kind of fed up with dating or you're fed up with love to some degree. You may want it, but you're not expecting it. Four Cups, there's normally a person sitting under the tree on the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot. Their arms are closed. I'm clarifying the Queen of Swords. It's not that you're not open to it. It's just that you haven't made it a priority because you may feel that it always ends up in the same way. You know, this is a period of taking stock, feeling let down by something, or maybe even taken for granted in love, or you're just bored or discontent that there are just no options available right now. And suddenly on that traditional Rider-Waite Tarot card, the Four of Cups, because I feel it really kind of tells a story about the energy of that card more than this card does, even though it's a beautiful card, it highlights that suddenly the universe pops out of a cloud with a hand, a cup in the hand, saying, here, this is the equivalent of the Ace of Cups. This is love. This is something you're going to love more than you've ever experienced. So that Four of Cups represents a surprise. Love taking you in a different direction. You know, if you've been feeling unfulfilled, suddenly the universe says, well, I've got a new person, a new option, and this is love, and this is your person. So I feel a lot of you are going to meet someone just out of the blue. And I wish I could give you something more than that, but that's something that's coming out, especially since in these circumstances outside of yourself, the Wheel of Fortune position basically is what this is. You've got the Lover's card, which highlights out of the blue, you're presented with a soulmate, with your person, your divine counterpart. And you know, it says here, choices, union, and love. Now, I am being given an energy of like, the choices are, you can be like ships passing in the night, because of course, this person who comes into your life, you get to choose whether you want to connect to this person on a romantic level. But I do feel that someone is going to offer you their details, and then you get to decide how to go with it. But instantly, I feel both of you have feelings for each other, and it's like ships in the night passing, or, you know, the start of a love story. So that's what I'm getting from this card. But it highlights that love is available to you, no matter your age, no matter your circumstance. when love is meant to find you, some of you may have given up on love, but I feel like love has not given up on you. And I really feel that this is the start of a loving relationship. Two people who, you know, are on the same wavelength, two people who have the same couple goals. I really get an energy here of, you know, a team, you know, building this romance. And, you know, it's also like this difficult decision I'm being given. Random that I'm being given this energy of a difficult decision. So that could be that, because I'm just getting this like, will I not? Should I go and ask? Maybe. So I really feel that it could be like strangers meeting somewhere impromptu, and then both of you going, oh my gosh, they're looking at me. Maybe I should go over. And then the other person's like, should I go over and give my number? Should I just talk to this person? Should I not? I'm just getting that energy for you and this person when you first meet. But this person that you see, my beautiful Taurians, they're going to come towards you, and they're not going to miss an opportunity to meet you. And what you do with that, that's totally your call. So that's something that's coming out there. But there is love, and it is heading in your direction. And we've got the High Priestess. This is the hope and fear position. High Priestess is cautious. Okay, especially because the High Priestess is often mute. So it indicates you're not talking to someone right now. So therefore you're cautious, and maybe, you know, you're deepening your faith. You've resigned yourself to the fact that you feel like you're going to be alone. If you think about the High Priestess, she has given her life to her faith, to her projects, to her sense of purpose, you know, so it can be that you have decided that, okay, love hasn't worked out for me so far. So I'm just going to do me. I'm just going to like prioritize my own needs. And you know, there's part of you that's hoping, but I feel it's like you've repressed a part of yourself to the point where you stop looking. Okay, that's the energy that's coming out. This may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor the cards and the energy that's popping out. But we do have here the positive side of this card, because when you have it in the hope and a fear position, you know, it indicates you read the reverse as well as the upright. And the upright indicates wisdom, knowledge, knowingness. As soon as you meet this person, you just know. And they know as well. That's why it's too good an opportunity to miss, because two people who are contracted to be together, fate brings you together, and suddenly it's happening. So I feel that both of you are conscious that there is more to this meeting than just a meeting or a glance. Okay, so that's something that's coming out there as well. I feel like you're being guided to this person, and it's like, I'm really getting a sense that love finds you on the path that perhaps, not that you took to avoid it, but it's like you're on the path where you didn't expect it. Okay, that's something that's there. Now we do have the Ten of Pentacles. This is your overall outcome energy. Ten of Pentacles is the marriage card. It means settling down, building a relationship, something that's secure, something that is, you know, forever, for keeps. It is a long-term secure relationship. But also it can indicate that this person joins your family lineage. So if you do want to get married, I feel like this new person, there is a potential to get married. I also feel that you meet this person a little bit after you kind of intuitively know who has a crush on you. So, you know, I just feel like there's someone connected to either your family in some way, or maybe it's a friend of your family member who has feelings for you, and either you intuitively discover, you're like, something's going on there, but you move away from that energy. I can't see this person's going to tell you how they feel, so I got to be honest with that. But the Ten of Pentacles plus the Eight of Wands, it means that you're moving away from something. I mean, a lot of you with that Ten of Pentacles can be family responsibilities, but the Eight of Wands indicates, you know, freeing your time up a little bit more, or, you know, traveling on the move when you meet this person. I mean, even if you look up the meaning of the Eight of Wands, it can be rapid action, like falling in love. It's not infatuation, it is love, okay? And it means that you're heading in the direction to meet the right person. And it says here, movement, quick decision. Yeah, again, it's like two people who walk past each other having a quick decision to be like, oh, we need to talk to each other. You're important to my life. So yeah, really random, but I do feel that's how it's going to be. You're going to meet someone randomly, and suddenly it's just happening. And you're falling in love. And I just keep seeing the word exchange, exchange, exchange in the water. So it's an exchange of numbers is what I'm seeing, cell phone numbers, or maybe even like, I mean, I think the cool kids these days, they don't exchange cell phone numbers. They probably do social media handles or something like that. But, you know, it could even be an email exchange. Eight of Wands always connects to some sort of like communication, like messaging, emails, phone calls, texts. So I definitely see here that you are going to meet someone that you're going to be in communication with. We've got a friendship energy and we've got spy. So yeah, there's someone here who has their eye on you. I did mention this already. This person, either they're a friend of your family or you see this person as a friend, but they have romantic feelings for you and they keep tabs on what you're up to, but they're not going to action it. They're not going to do anything with that. Interesting that that popped up there. We do have daydream. Thoughts become things. Very important there. I want you to be aware of it. I'm going to go one more. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. My guide said, we gave you that card to highlight the star in the sky. Okay. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stars in that sky, but it's to remind you, oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. My guide said, look at the cards, look at the cards. Sometimes I get a little bit of a telling off, which is wonderful because I really honor the energy that comes through. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. But they're showing me the star is important when you meet this person, but also there is literally a really bright star right in that card. Okay, so again, what I saw in the water, what my guides are giving me, these are omens and signposts for you to be aware of when you meet this person, and that's how you will know that this is the right person. Okay. Now, I'm just going to go one more, as I mentioned. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Anything more my beautiful Taurians need to be aware of before I close this reading with love, light, gratitude, and true respect? Can you please show them? Fear. Okay. I mean, because we have the mouse there, this figure looks pretty hidden. So it's like, you know, it's you like getting out there or overcoming an obstacle. Oh, gosh. One more. I heard one more. So I feel you may be a little bit shy when you meet this person or a little bit cautious based on your previous experiences, but this person is going to give you no reason to doubt is what I'm feeling. And is there anything more regarding this person? Okay, this is so random, so random. I can't believe it. I don't know what I'm going to do with this image. But anyway, I'm seeing an image in the water where there's a wonderful, beautiful, like reddish brown dog. Okay, I want to say it's a red setter, but I'm not sure about dogs. Okay, apparently this person is very knowledgeable about dogs. So what I'm seeing in the water is like a red setter dog. I'm just going to call it that. Okay, it's got long, floppy brown ears, really dark mahogany brown, almost reddish in tinge, so maybe it is a red setter. And I'm seeing pearls, and it looks like a painting, but I really don't know of any artist that has artwork like that. Maybe it's something you're going to see. I mean, it could mean that this person has a dog, and maybe their harness for the dog has some sort of mock pearls on it. Or perhaps the dog represents security, companionship, loyalty. The pearls could represent like life of luxury or generational wealth or heritage, rich family. I mean, that's beside the side. We don't really mind about the money. I mean, of course, money pays bills. I feel like you're looking for someone who is a stand-up individual, who's honest, true blue, faithful, loving, kind, all of those things. Money always comes secondary when it comes to love. But, I mean, it could be that this person's intelligent, instinctive. I'm not really sure. You know what? When you see the image, let me know about it because I feel it's something that you'll see. It could be that you go to like a restaurant with this person and there's a random picture of like a dog with pearls. It's almost like, how can I put it? You know, Dali did paintings where it's just so random. Suddenly in the desert, there's like a melting clock, right? It just feels like a set of images are put together and they don't belong together, but here we are, it's a painting, so it looks like symbolic of something. So I'll leave it like that, okay? Okay, so what we have here is confusion strings, And I feel a lot of you, I mentioned this right at the beginning of your reading, some of you were left confused by somebody or an experience in love. But also, I feel there could be someone who played with your heart in the past. Maybe you felt like, as I said, they were promising the world, delivered nothing. I feel like there could be a return of that, or someone wanting like another chance. But I feel a lot of you could be in fear that they just want fun. I feel like this person is not emotionally available to offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. But I feel I need to pull a card. I did mention I was going to pull a card on if you want to heal something from the past. Just see that? No. I mean, Wheel of Fortune indicates the universe is going to put you in the path to meet someone new. Okay. Let me just see what final cards you have. Two of Swords. You'll have to make a decision. Knight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Cups. You'll walk away from this person. Okay, so if there's someone from your past who's trying to reconnect, I feel like you walk away from this person. Two of Swords, it's at a stalemate. It's not going to go any further. Knight of Pentacles. This can indicate that, you know, you're looking for a high-level commitment. You've got to be practical about this. If there's a person who's coming in and out of your life and it's exciting and, you know, it's passionate and intense in that moment, but you're looking for something that's more sustainable, what are you getting out of this? So I feel this could be that, you know, you have to make some decisions here. We got the Eight of Cups. So for some of you, because the earthly plane energy is your Eight of Cups, it can indicate that you're currently walking away from this, something that was stagnant. You know, and this is when fate is stepping in to bring you someone who is true blue, someone who's honest, someone who's kind, loving, who can offer you the love that you truly deserve and desire. A relationship that's fun, not actually like instilling fear or caution or making you feel like you don't know where you stand in the relationship. So, yeah, I feel like you are about to meet someone new, but what I see here is you resolving a lot of circumstances and intuitively finding out that someone close to you actually, well, I don't feel like they're that close to you. I feel like they know someone you know has feelings for you, and it's like a process. It's almost like a domino effect of things that have to happen in your life before you meet a person. So you have to resolve the issues. You're going to find out about someone who has a crush on you that, you know, intuitively you know, but you feel like they're not going to come forward. They're not going to really deepen that with you. And then some of you, not all of you, may actually get an ex returning from the past. And it's then that you kind of meet this new person. So I feel there's a timeline, but you're going to meet this person out of the blue. And it is a new person. So I don't see you going back to anybody from the past. I don't see you being with anyone that you know right now. I see you with a fresh new person. And this person is going to be like tight. It just feels like you're a team. There is companionship, there's loyalty, and it's you and them against the world. And I just feel, you know, it can lead to a high level commitment like marriage if you want it. So I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay. So we have a DNA strand here. Okay, so this can indicate that of course, this person will join your family lineage, okay? Or it can indicate, as I mentioned earlier, about a generational kind of like heritage. Maybe this person has like some sort of famous heritage, or thank you so much, I'm so grateful. My guides are just giving me chemistry, okay? They're like, it's just simple, it's chemistry. So a lot of chemistry with someone new and a lot of passion, but yeah, I feel like this new person, you will join forces as a high-level commitment, loving soulmate connection, and a love that you truly deserve and desire, and perhaps, you know, the depth of love that you've not experienced with anyone else. This person who's coming in for you is very special because you are. Okay, I know that sounds cheesy, but I'm getting this from my guides, and my guides are showing me the pearl and how it is formed. It is formed under pressure. Okay, so I feel like, you know, you have a beautiful heart and you deserve the love that's coming in for you. Okay, so I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Taurians, and love and light.